What is up, guys? Dylan back here with another video, and in this video I'm going to talk about Tennessee versus Pittsburgh for this Saturday, and I'm also going to talk about the Falcons versus the Eagles for this Sunday. But first we'll start with Tennessee. Now, this Saturday at 11 a.m. my time on ESPN, Tennessee will be taking on Pittsburgh in a game that's being dubbed the Johnny Majors Classic, which makes sense because Johnny Majors was the head coach at both schools, so it makes sense. Last week, Tennessee beat Bowling Green, what was it, 38-6. But this week, Tennessee's got a tougher game this week. And now, last I saw, the spread has Pittsburgh as 3.5-point favorites. And so obviously, this is probably an evenly matched game. Well, maybe not necessarily. I mean, on paper, Pittsburgh's a better team on paper. Now, the key for Tennessee this week, I think, is going to be the passing game. Last week, I didn't think Joe Milton. I didn't think he didn't look great, but at the same time, he didn't look terrible. He did overthrow some receivers, and he also didn't read the defense very well. On some plays, you can clearly, when he gets the ball off, you can clearly see that he missed that on some plays, he had wide open guys, but didn't even look in their direction. And so Joe Milton's got to clean that up. I do think the running game's got to have a good game as well, because Pittsburgh, on the defensive line, Pittsburgh is supposedly pretty good. And so, I think I also read where Pittsburgh has a senior quarterback, and so Pittsburgh has some experience, and admittedly they do have a pretty good coach, and Pat Ducey, I think is his last name. I can never pronounce it. Well, I take that back. I can never 100% remember it. Straighten this out. There we go. Ooh, that was a nice burp. Let's see. Like I said, I think the key for Tennessee will be the play of Joe Milton. And not just his passing, but also his running. I felt last week at times when he took off with the ball, he was running scared, like he was afraid to take hits. And to me that was a frustrating thing to me, especially on one play where it was third down, where if he would have just pushed forward and taken a hit, he would have gotten a first down, but instead he backed off and was short. And so that right there frustrated me. I do think Tennessee's defense is going to have to play really well. Like I said, they're playing a much better team this week than they did last week. And so, and I think another thing that's gonna be a difference in the game tomorrow. Tennessee's defense has to force turnovers. Last week, they dropped a few interceptions last week, so they got to get better at that. And so, Tennessee. Tennessee's got to play well because next week they got Tennessee Tech next week, and so it would be but after Tennessee Tech they got Florida. It would be huge if Tennessee can go into the Florida game 3-0. That would be huge. And so we'll see what happens tomorrow. Like I said, Joe Milton's got to play much better. His receivers have got to make catches. They dropped way too many passes last week. So we'll see what happens. Now, on to the Falcons. Last night the NFL season kicked off with a very good game between the Cowboys and Buccaneers, with the Buccaneers winning 31-29. So this Sunday, the Falcons open the season at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. And so, I cannot stand Philadelphia fans. I cannot just not just Eagles fans, but Philadelphia sports fans in general. I cannot stand that fan base. And so, this is a game that I really, really want. So I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that fan base. And so, now the Falcons did go winless in preseason, but not a lot of starters got playing time in preseason. It was mostly backups. And so this week, all the starters will be playing. So we'll see Matt Ryan, we'll see Calvin Ridley, we'll see Kyle Pitts. And so now coming into this game, both teams are pretty evenly matched. Both teams weren't very good last year. And so if you go by what the experts are saying, it's pretty evenly matched. Obviously, the Eagles will have Jalen Hurts, former Alabama and Oklahoma quarterback Jalen Hurts, and knowing defensive coordinator Dean Pease. Dean Pease is the Falcons' new defensive coordinator. Knowing his tendencies, he loves to blitz. He loves to blitz. See, Dean Pease is a two-time Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator, and he was retired last year, but he was previously with the Titans. And so when the Falcons hired Arthur Smith as head coach, Arthur Smith convinced Dean Pease to come out of retirement. And so I believe Dean Pease's son is on the coaching staff, and so what I could see happening is Dean Pease will probably be the defensive coordinator for a couple of years, and then hand the reins off to his son, and so I can see that happening. Now, the keys for the Falcons in this game is, I think the key to victory for the Falcons in this game is Matt Ryan. I do think Matt Ryan has to have a good game. But not only that, I think the running game has to get going. Mike Davis will be the starting running back. Mike Davis had a really good year with the Panthers last year. I do think we need a good game out of Calvin Ridley, and we definitely need a good game out of Kyle Pitts. Like I said, it is gonna be strange not seeing Julio Jones on the field, but unfortunately, he did want out of Atlanta, and as we all know, the Falcons did trade him to the Tennessee Titans. And so, it is going to be weird without him. But, we got Kyle Pitts now, so it is what it is. The Falcons defense is going to have to play well. Like I said, Jalen Hurts, he's not great at throwing the ball, but he can run. And historically, the Falcons have struggled with mobile quarterbacks. And, but yeah, I mean, historically they have struggled against mobile quarterbacks. I do think the Falcons defense has got to get pressure on Jalen Hurts. They've got to get pressure on Jalen Hurts. And not only that, the defense has got to cause turnovers. That's another thing the Falcons have struggled at the last few years, is creating turnovers. And so, we'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll be happy tomorrow and Sunday. Hopefully on tomorrow and Sunday I won't be making any angry post-game videos. So, anyway guys, I just wanted to make this video about the Tennessee Volunteers and the Atlanta Falcons. I'll be back. Now, I won't be back tomorrow. I will be making a post-game video on Tennessee, but it won't be right after the game because after the game I have to do some yard work. And so my post-game video will probably be sometime tomorrow night. Now Sunday, I probably will make a Falcons post-game video immediately after the game, because I'm not planning on going anywhere after the game, and so I'll be making a couple videos these next couple days. So anyway guys, that'll do it for me. I hope y'all have a fantastic day. Like I said, I'll see y'all tomorrow and Sunday. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. So y'all have a good day, guys, and God bless.